Hello, welcome. Decisions Lunch and Learn, February. Can you believe it? 3rd of 2025. My name's Robert. I'll be kind of hosting this thing. If you are watching on YouTube later, feel free to fast forward about 2 minutes. I don't know, something like that, 3 minutes. Just because I like to give people kind of a moment to get in, get their audio synced up, get maybe their lunch ready, their learning prepared, queued up. Like I said, I'll go ahead and start taking questions. If you have them, feel free to put them in the chat or QA. Or if you raise your hand, I'll just dictate yours first. First come, first serve. Want to be as helpful as I can. We've got a couple people on my side of the line that can help. So if I don't know the answer, maybe one of them do. And if not, we'll make sure we get it for you. But again, my name is Robert. So feel free to question in the chat, question in the QA, I think actually it is these days. Or just feel free to raise your hand in the attendee section, and I'll make sure that if you raise your hand, you'll be the first one to go. Or if you put your question in the chat first, you'll be the first one to go. But like I said, we'll get started here in about 60 to 90 seconds, somewhere between 12:02 Eastern Standard Time and 12:03 Eastern Standard Time. And I see more people are joining, so just a friendly reminder again, if you have a question or any type of topical point you want to talk around or a best practice or anything like that, anything conversational, feel free to put it in the QA and we will talk about it. And if not, I have plenty of things I can show you that are coming down the pipeline or that are just broadly new. So again, we've got a number of things coming out in the coming days and coming weeks I can talk about, and we have a number of things that are just outright new that I can show you um, that might be helpful. So um, yeah, and we'll get started as soon as my clock says 12:03. So less than a minute, we'll get started. If no questions come up, I have plenty of things to talk about. But if you have a question or a way you want me to kind of start this process, you want to curate some dialogue, put anything in the QA, raise your hand, let me know if and how we can be helpful, and we will make sure that we are. There we go. Helmut, you'll go first. So we'll unmute you here as soon as 12:03 hits, and Helmut, we'll start with you, and then we'll keep moving. Thank you very much. There it is, 12:03. We're live. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Helmut, feel free to let me know how I can be helpful.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah, so I've made a lot of reports using decisions. And I have a user who she needs a little bit more robust ability to filter reports.
Hmm.
So for example, for one column, providing multiple values by which to filter. That's something that she's asked for. Things along that line. And I'm just curious. There seems to be a lot of configurations with the reports. I'm wondering
Hmm.
if something like this is available, or you could point me in the right direction, or show me what the options are for more robust filtering of reports.
Yeah, certainly. Let's do it. Um, One thing I do just want to call out is that in 9.6, we did add quite a bit of like scalable per user um, adjustments to reports. So based on particular users, they can change reports if they have permissions to do so. So like it can be curated for one person.
Uh,
I'm assuming you're not on 9.6, so we'll kind of just
no,
backtrack a little bit.
unfortunately.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. But I just do want to advertise just because it is something that I know that we spend a ton of time on. Um, in 9.6 they released with the individual's ability to kind of go in and add more filtering or remove columns or add columns that applies just to them and make changes
That's awesome, actually.
live. Yeah. So I guess we'll stay away from that bit there. We'll start with a report. I don't know if I don't have any structures in here. So an easy report would be what type of data what data types would I know you said something about a column that you wanted to split. What data type would that be? Would that
Yeah,
be
it'd be a string column. So,
strings?
typically what she has to do is she has to download it into Excel. Maybe she has a column that has different business units, right? And she wants to see, oh, these three business units, all the data for them, right?
Hmm.
And you can only add one filter on the top end. So, Just
Yeah.
wanted to see what's possible.
Yeah, no problem. We'll do some building out. But just while we're here, I just do want to share this because, um, again, it's all about resources and all that. I know you said something about going to,
Yeah.
we did just do this like a month ago, but it allows you to kind of utilize a lot of like if she's already taken stuff to Excel, there might be some stuff in decisions so report it out the way she wants. But just as a middle of the road thing here, I'll just put this in the chat just so we can again make sure everybody knows all the resources that we might have. But that's like dynamic Excel creation, and it's got lots and lots of topics. I know that's not what we're here to talk about, but if she's already planning on doing, or if she was already doing stuff in Excel, we have it all kind of time stamped on how maybe she could utilize that process a little
Okay.
more linearly. Okay, but let's talk about this. So a built-in structure, I guess I could probably do what would be a more robust than account because I only have a couple accounts on here. Uh,
Header.
yep, yeah, that might work as well. Let's see if I can just start just adding a bunch of stuff here. Only 8, but okay. So I have this report and it's got some strings on there. Um, some of this stuff is probably not ideal. Maybe probably better for me just to make a structure. And I think I might have one other project. Okay. So let's say we have a report. What functionality did she wants to be able to add multiple, extend this filter out?
Yeah, usually you can only put one value into there and it'll filter by that one value. But you have a lot of values in one
Mhm.
column and she wants to see, okay, give me these three values. But you can only do one at a time, right?
Right. So an option is it would take a little bit of uh building, and I can maybe show you some that are built or build one out for you and send it to you later because it's going to take me more than a couple moments.
Uh-huh.
But you can send data as a filter change or receive that filter change and have it kind of parse stuff out. I'm gonna stop sharing for one moment, see if I can find something that's public facing that
Sure.
has that functionality just so we can uh, what would be a good one. Un moment. Because we do have a bunch of these built out for our internal projects and internal sources, but I just want to find one where I'm not showing any customer stuff. But we
Yeah, no
have a
problem.
ton that have a multitude of filters on them. Maybe this one. Mm-mm. Mm, what if I do like this? Okay, nice. Okay, getting there. I think there's nothing customer facing on this. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hop back over. Cool. Would something like this satisfy the ask? And if not, again, feel free to give me any amount of direction. Um, there's a ton of usually a ton of stuff in here, but I put like a search that nothing's going to come for. Would something like this work where you have more um, functional drop downs that have more options for you? Or the,
Uh, yeah, you can add, so that list, so you can add multiple,
hmm
yeah, this would be great actually.
Yeah, so you can put things that are like, yeah, maybe.
And I
Uh,
assume like where it says substate or request or equals, you can turn that into a list as well.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, how is this done?
Okay. Yeah. Give me one moment. See if I can find kind of frame this up for you without getting too. Again, apologies on the.
No, you're good. This is what I'm looking for.
Okay, so that is that bit there. Okay, I'm finding the reports here. Give me one more moment. If I can't find it, I'm just gonna start building, but I think I should be able to find this. All right, I'm gonna have to just build something here because I cannot find the backside of it, and I don't want to do too much navigating or have you guys sitting in the dark for too long. So essentially, and I'm gonna try my best to build it out here, but it might take me a few moments, and if it does, I might just build out a really simple one and send it to you.
Yeah.
Because I think that might be path of lesser resistance. Um, but essentially you can utilize those to send into a filter. So here we got on reports, the project I made, reports, report pathways. Yes, I can break the lock. I didn't realize I still had it open. So for this one, it's again, it's gonna be kind of depending on what your completed by, created by date. So you can do something along, I'm sharing my screen currently, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
getting, yeah.
Yeah, so you can add a filter, um, created by is in list, and
Right.
you can change on how it is parsing that information. I'll have to build, I'll probably have to build this out a little bit, like I said, to get some actual fields in there. But that flow data is going to get parsed. And Gregory, you can feel free to hop in if I'm not walking on the right road. But it will get the filter change will be sent by those top filter tiles, and that would be on a page. So if I now I can kind of create a page. We have a report, um, page for report to live on, because again, that report is just going to live how you set it essentially,
Right.
especially in prior to 9.6. There's not a lot of um, dialing in kind of options there. Um, but on here, oh, reports action bar. It's going to be, in this world here. So let's put a report on there first. And now again, if anyone else has questions, feel free to kind of parse in, or if you've got pick an existing, we're taking this report pathways, we're gonna make it full size. Okay. Feeling pretty good about that. All right. Would be this one. Just so many actions here. No data to display. Did I not save that report? All right, so that is not the right tool here. Gregor, do you know the name of the tool that is utilized to send that report data to the filter? The one that I saw on the tickets page?
I'm
Do you know
not
the name?
100% sure. I was looking into this on my end, and I think I went down a rabbit hole on the wrong way to do this. I think this is the better approach.
Yeah.
I know you could make a custom one with a form, but I don't know what the default action is for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at a couple more places here and see if it's data controls. I might just have to figure out where that is stored on our end and then just kind of reverse build it. Designer folder filter. I don't believe that's it. We can just look at what that looks like. And another place I'll look really quick while we're kind of just talking. Yes, this is what you're talking about, Gregor, showing a form.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You'd have a form that would just show as a run flow part. And then whenever you typed in something there and hit OK, it would dynamically apply that filter with the set dashboard report parameters.
I'll put this
Yeah.
in there for you as well, just while we're kind of building out. What I just sent you, a lot of it's outdated. This is like, I believe version 6. This example lab stuff, but it does have some building paradigms as well as projects you can download and kind of reverse engineer. Just to kind of give you more resources there.
Yeah, and if you need extra time or you need to look into it, I have some time. I can be patient.
Cool. I'll just, what I'll do is I'll make a small structure and I'll build it out. And so essentially you want to be able to put wind filtering for a column. You want to be able to put in a multitude, any number of list of string for modifiers. So like in this world, if we did this, you could hypothetically type in system, or I guess it's not a good example. You could type in lease and lease non-admin, and it would only show you these 3 columns.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
And
the build out.
I'm assuming that's what that ticket report does that you showed me. That's kind of what
Yes.
I'm looking for.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it'd be one of those things where it's our internal thing is just we have so much data and I don't know where that page is stored at, and I
Oh
don't want
yeah,
to
I get it.
hold everybody hostage while I'm looking for a page. But once I kind of can find that, it's all about figuring out which of these tools that drop down is. And again, it could
Gotcha.
be something simple here. I just don't really know. Okay, so this is not it either. But yeah, I will.
Oh,
I'll figure
no
it out and I'll
problem.
reach back out to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Thank
gonna,
you.
yeah, no problem. Radley has a question as well. I'll unmute you, Radley, and we'll kind of see what we're talking about there. Whenever you're ready, Radley, I'm available for you.
Hey, Robert.
Hi.
So in a form, there's an autocomplete setup that you can configure.
Okay.
And then in the flow for that autocomplete, it opens or it's set up to have a step not complete end step.
Step not complete end step.
I'll-
So in the
I'll let you
form
get
setup
there.
somewhere. Yeah, in the form
Yeah.
so we're
So the autocomplete, it'll be in the flow. So if you put that form in a flow somewhere,
all right. Thank you. And for those of you that are noticing, I have a 9.7, which is about to release in the coming days. I'm making content around it right now, but you'll notice there's some new stuff on here. We have Flow Health Score. We have a totally revised the way that you can search the toolbox. Again, 9.7 kind of stuff, but just if it looks different from what you got, it's because it is different. All right, so we're talking autocomplete, you said?
yeah, and it's under. You might have to make it an assigned
Okay,
form.
let's assign it.
Yeah. And then it's under on step runs. If you just scroll down just a little bit.
Right here.
Yeah, right. Keep going. Autocomplete step. Oh, just passed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then mark that as yes. And then click on that edit. Yeah, that one right there. So you can see it sets it up with a step not complete end step.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not an outcome path from the form. So if you add another end step, right,
Mhm.
that'll come off the form. I'm just kind of curious what the intent of this step not complete object is.
That is another great question. Let me see if I can search on our back end here. Give me 1 moment while I'm typing. Step not complete.
When I've used this in other use cases, I create another end step, and then when I want to auto complete it after whatever 30 minutes or a day, whatever, I
Mhm.
route to that output, and I just leave this. Either I dummy something to it, or I leave it showing as an error. And even the documentation that I could find shows it just leaving it, right? You create another end step and route to that.
Interesting. So even in doc,
Yeah, and I just searched autocomplete. Yeah, so right there, the screenshot in step 9.
interesting. Yeah. Auto complete. Looking over here. And we don't have much on our back. And kind of like support channel, which is what I'm looking through right now. See
Yeah.
if anyone else has utilized this. Step not complete. Autocomplete path. My guess is that the top path, and again, I'll probably have to just get back to you. I can go talk to the devs here right after this and say, hey, what is this step? The functionality is. But my initial hypothesis guess, educated guess, is that step not complete is in there. You could create an additional task assignment, pop-up notification, whatever you need to do. But then, well, I guess let's test it. Let's test my theory here.
The only
Let's
thing
try. Go ahead.
I could come up with is it sets a warn date or a late date, but it doesn't actually do anything with the assignment. Like you'd have to create, like I said, another end step, route to that,
Mhm.
and then coming off your form, take that to the cancel or end or whatever you want to do there. So you can see there's nothing coming off of that.
See what this feels like to the end user. I think is the path of education here. All right, so this assignment, we have autocomplete after 10 seconds. I'm going to assign this to a different account here. I'm going to assign this to, I think I have one called like, all right, so let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. I have a form that's assigned to this user on the right. And I have this for now. I can do autocomplete step, autocomplete 10 seconds. This flow I made. I'll leave it as is. Let's just test. Okay. So if I save this, I put a show pop-up, so I wonder who it's going to show up for. Okay, so we have this. We're gonna wait 10 seconds.
And it should be in that person's inbox.
Yeah, if I refresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so after 10 seconds, it did not autocomplete, but it might be one of those things where it doesn't fully work in
Right. I don't
debugging.
that end step, and I got the same behavior in 9.6. That end step doesn't tell it to do anything. That's why I'm, as far as I can tell, it doesn't tell it to do anything. That's why I'm confused about what am I supposed to be using that for?
Yeah, and I put a show pop-up in there. I was wondering if it would show for anybody. But what I'm about to test is I turned on global debugger,
Okay.
just because there are some functionalities that don't work in debugging, like you need to run the flow in order for, especially with assignments. We'll see what this does. It's been 10 seconds. So the assignment's gone now for 10 seconds. Not
I think because
gone, but it's no longer in their inbox. Oh, because I closed debugger. You're right. You're right. Thank you.
I think so.
Yeah, 100%. No, you're totally right. All right. Yeah, if you close the debugger with an active assignment, debugger, you don't want to populate your assignment table with tons of stuff while you're building.
Right.
All right, so I did run flow. Here I am in the debugger. Let's see if that thing. So it says it ran. What does that parent flow look like? Still stuck.
If you right click the wait flow, does the action still appear on the right side?
Yes.
That's interesting.
For now.
Yeah, the only thing I come up with is it's setting a date, or maybe you want to send a reminder email or notify somebody somehow, but not complete the assignment. But I don't know why, like that, I would use the, set warn date and set late date, all that stuff to do that.
So even if you add an outcome path to that red end step, you're not getting anything in the parent.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to add another end step, and
Right.
that's when you get a path coming off the form.
Look, one more place here. I'll even ask right now. Give me one moment. Maybe somebody will get back to me. This is. Screenshot this. I'll ask and see if they can get back to me. Step not complete. Let me just pull that documentation up one more time. I won't say auto complete. have you messed around in this world at all? Or is that just kind of how you're
Um,
adding the red instead?
Yeah, the add scenarios. Yep.
Mhm.
Yes, that's how I'd add the step to actually, route it to end the flow.
All right. See if anyone can get back to me in the next couple moments.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, well, not cool, but yeah, I can mess with it for another moment, but
Okay.
it's kind of escaping me as well. I
Yeah,
do
no worries.
wonder. I put it in the channel, and sometimes they're good about responding, but sometimes they're not.
Fair enough.
Let's check one more place just because I'm in the mood for it. Here's your exact screenshots from Doc. Yeah, this might just have to be another one. Let's see here. Um, autocomplete. Yeah, I can ask while I'm asking the devs about their footer. Yeah, because you would think that it would. One, I turned on autocomplete and it didn't autocomplete. So there's something to be said right there.
Right.
I mean, that is something, yeah, that doesn't seem right to me.
Like I'd expect when as soon as you turn that on, you get that end step, you get another path coming off the form.
Mhm. And it didn't show the pop-up either, I don't think.
Yeah, on your other screen, I didn't see it.
Yeah. All right, let's try one more testing here. I lost 6 health score points for some reason. Oh well. All right, so we have the debugger open still. Let's refresh this. That action is still there. Flow, run. Okay. So we just ran this. We created an assignment. After 10 seconds, maybe we get another. Okay, so there's the 10-second flow.
Yeah.
And then it did continue the process there. Yeah, so what is
Yeah.
that? So yeah, so I'm not sure about what that step's for.
Okay.
Maybe that step is, I guess my last guess would be that step is designed to just be a placeholder to say, hey, like, we're not gonna, like, although autocomplete, we have it on, we have this timed performative action, it is not going to continue the flow. Like, cause it did seem to die in the, like when I ran it this way,
Yeah.
it did seem to die.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
and
kind of what
even
I
there,
saw too. It kind of keeps looping, right? Every 10 seconds, it'll try the autocomplete again, right? Because I could see my global debugger, keep expanding as I just waited. So I just
oh,
want to make sure that,
interesting. So it did 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10
yeah,
seconds, 10 seconds.
yeah.
Maybe, I
But
mean,
just,
maybe
but it,
that's the, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I just say it seems like it's just there as like I said, some sort of other thing that you'd want to know that every 10 seconds it's not done. So you want to do something with that information.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you could ask on that, just That'd be
Yeah.
good information to have.
No problem. Yeah,
And
I put it in our support channel where like all
Okay.
of our biggest brains are at, and like it's only been 4 or 5 minutes, so maybe
No worries.
people are researching it too.
And Robert, I think we talked last week about the ability to just determine if there's any validations at all on a form. Was that you, or was that maybe Gregory that I was speaking
That
with on
was,
that
I
one?
think that had to have been Gregory or
Yeah, that was
Jared.
me.
Okay. Gregory, any updates on that, or did you even ask anybody?
I
think he
don't
built
have
something.
any updates yet.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
You were trying to build it out, right? Weren't you, Gregory? And you were
I
like,
was,
yeah.
yeah. And then I've not had the time to finish working on it in the way that I've wanted to, but I have started that process of trying to build that out.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry for low answers here today.
Yeah, no, we're good.
I'm gonna try one more thing. And if anybody has any questions as well, like I said, feel free to just kind of populate the QA, or you can raise your hand as others have, and we can just be as conversational as you guys want. Yeah, I am interested in what this thing does though. Check one more time here just because I feel like I'm on the precipice of getting this. Autocomplete, where we at? Boom. Okay. Yeah, again, I know this, we've already kind of found closure on this. I'm just gonna go ahead and speculate. I will get some more definitive answer, but I'm gonna speculate that this step not complete, you can like almost reword it as do not complete step. You know, if you add an additional outcome path, it will go out of the step and it'll go to the next step. If you leave it and hit this, it will not, like, you know, you can might as well change this to do not complete step, you know, and it doesn't complete that step. It gives you a timed flow or a timed notifier, but it's not going to complete the step, is my current guess, especially if you said it was looping on you every 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think that was my experience, that it's don't complete the step. Yeah.
Cool. And the assignment doesn't go away. Like in the previous iteration, when it had that other path, because the step had completed, the assignment did go away. I just do wonder why no one's showing a pop-up, but maybe it's just not, doesn't have that type of flow behavior in order to support something like that. Cool. Any other questions? I know we got a handful of people in here. If anyone's got any opinions on what we've already talked about, I'll gladly kind of take some advice because I think it's good for everybody to learn, including myself. But if not, like I said, I can do a quick little. You already saw some of it. Some of the 9.6 stuff is new with like no built-in folders for organization. You can still add all those if you want. This is 9.6 stuff, but I'm currently in 9.7. So in 9.7, there's some additional functionality, adding OAuth support, the flow designer, or sorry, the toolbox has changed for flows. Over here, we have a new health score for flows as well. Let me pull this up. We have introduced, we have that docbot.decisions.com, but we also have introduced it into the product. So let me just kind of fill this out real fast. I'm going to ask DocBot, see what they have to say about it. What does the, and I'm sure it's not going to be able to answer this because if it's not in documentation, you can't find it. But what does the, I might even just copy it from my team's message here. Bit of a deep question there. But that's built into 9.7 as well. We have, like I said, OAuth support is coming, health score. You have to be on .NET 9 for the newest version. OAuth support, we have a simplified. Yeah, so it basically says what we kind of already knew. It doesn't tell us about the path in which we are asking about it. Yeah. The doc, if you're not a quick reader, it was basically saying, hey, it allows you to run a different path, but you have to add those paths. So that I'm guessing that built-in path is, like we said, for that. Yeah, so the toolbox searching favorites, UI updates, they've been sorted. Horizontal timeline case activity panel, you can use UI translation. Case entities is now a favorite in the data structure section. Create data types. Again, these are just small enhancements just because we've kind of gotten rid of some structures over the last couple of releases, Flux Fusion extension to name it. But case entities is now a favorite, which is nice. It's kind of taken that place. We have for each in group now, you can select things dynamically. So with for each in group, you can dynamically populate what field to group by. Whereas prior you needed a static constant option. Contains in list as a filter in the reports now. And case entities, creating a case entity is going to give you more additional outputs, including an extension data type. So if you use a create data on the user defined type section, I don't have any case entities in this project, so it's not going to show up, but this all has been reorganized. So any final questions? Like, if not, I'll spend the last 18 minutes going and talking to devs and trying to get back to Rattling Helmet. But I'll gladly take a question if you have it. But if not, like I said, I'll go find some answers and send some stuff out on reports and what the actual use case of that autocomplete is. And then maybe me and Greg can bang our heads against the list of validations as well. All right, no problem. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and end it for today. Like I said, Jeremy's on tomorrow, one of the smartest guys I know, so he'll have some of the answers that I might not have. But we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.